The good old bolter. A weapon of choice like no other. Whether you are a space marine, or a sister of battle, or emperor forbid, a heretic, this weapon is probably very familiar to you. And if you want to learn how to paint this little guy, here is a little guide for you. As you can see, I have started with a white primer, but you can certainly do this with a grey or even black undercoat. And I will just pick my Abaddon Black, mix it with Dark Reaper and base coat my bolter casing with that. So once you are done with that, you will start with your first highlight, and now you are gonna just take pure Dark Reaper and highlight all of the edges of the bolter casing. And just really take your time to highlight every single edge. And once you are done with that, you will move on to do the next highlight and make it a little bit thinner. This time you are gonna mix Dark Reaper and Celestra Grey to make it even brighter. And just really keep it as thin as you can. And this is the result that you are aiming for. You can also now add some little scratches on the casing. I'm just adding a few of them here and there, and just make them as thin, even thinner than the highlights themselves, to make it look really nice and realistic. So here I'm just adding some more scratches here and there, and try to make it as random as possible. Alright, so the bolter casing is now almost finished, and you will just add little light dots on every corner of the edges. So you will take Celestra Grey, this time it's gonna be pure Celestra Grey, and just add a little dot here on every single corner of this bolter casing. Sometimes the paint can take some time to actually get on the bolter, but with enough patience and a few brush strokes you will certainly get there. Okay, so the bolter casing is pretty much finished. All that is left to do is the metallics. And now for those metallics you are gonna use Leadbelcher and cover all of the areas that are left unpainted. But be careful not to hit any area that is already painted. When you are done with that, just take your Nuln Oil and cover all of the metallics, and you can be quite generous here, because the more Nuln Oil you're gonna use, the better it is. Well, maybe don't overdo it, but you get the point. And when it's dry, you will take Runefang Steel and highlight every single edge on your metallics. And just take your time not to hit any areas that shouldn't be really hit. And the bolter here is almost finished. All that is left to do is one last thing, and that is the symbol in the middle of the bolter. So I am basing it with Retributor Armor, just being careful not to hit the bolter casing. And when I am done with that, I will take Reikland Fleshshade and really lightly just cover the recesses. And you really wanna focus mostly on the recesses around the skull. And when it's dry, I will take Liberator Gold and highlight every single edge here and focus just on those elevated areas, as you will see me do here. And I am just being really careful here. Alright guys, this is basically it. Your bolter is now finished. I hope that you learned something from this little tutorial, and if you wanna see similar guides like this one, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys in the next video.